So if you read the David and Goliath story in your modern Bible, there is a massive glaring contradiction. In chapter 16, King Saul is tormented by an evil spirit. He asks his servants to find someone to play the lyre to soothe him. The lyre being a musical instrument, a stringed musical instrument, similar, a little bit similar to a guitar, if you will. They bring him David. The text specifically says that Saul loved David greatly, and David became Saul's personal armor bearer. They knew each other intimately. David lives in the king's tent, but you turn the page to chapter 17, the story goes, there's the story of Goliath. David goes out, kills the giant, and comes back carrying his head. And what does King Saul say in verse 55? Saul turns to his general, Abner, and says, Abner, who is this? Whose son is this youth? And Abner says, I don't know. So Saul says, inquire whose son the boy is. Stop and think about this. How absurd is that? David is his personal armor bearer. In one manuscript, we have David as his personal armor bearer. David is like his personal musician. David plays music for him every time he is tormented. And yet, one chapter later, King Saul has absolutely no idea who David is. And his top general doesn't know either. See, so some critics of the Bible have used this exact contradiction for centuries to claim that the scriptures are just sloppy, thrown together myths. But the early church didn't have this contradiction. The apostles didn't have this contradiction. In the first century, they did not have this contradiction. You know why? Because verses 55 through 58 do not exist in the Septuagint. In fact, almost 40 verses, they say, of 1 Samuel chapter 17 are completely missing from the ancient Greek text. The Septuagint tells a seamless, streamlined story. David is already in the camp.